back with so many important issues going on right now. The economy never, ever in such a downturn since the history of them actually keeping their records. 345,000 jobs gone this month alone by their own numbers. The announcement of a cybersecurity coordinator and a new bureaucracy to spy on your every motion. World government coming in through the World Health Organization declaring a pandemic level 6. These are all real issues that are going on right now as we speak. As we speak, folks. What are you going to do a week from now when the WHO says, yes, pandemic level 6 will have the mandatory vaccinations done within a month? Set up your appointment with your local clinic today. Are you going to run over to your local clinic? Are you going to defy the NATO forces that come into your neighborhood and say you have to take the shot? Are you going to endure Executive Order 13375, where it literally says that if you don't take the healthy vaccination, you're going to prison for a year and you're going to pay $250,000 in fine? That's if they don't really shoot you because you disobeyed international law. NATO is our God. So pandemic level 6, I should be a lot angrier. I should be so much angrier. I should be so much more upset. But they've really, you just get acclimated to this stuff. Yeah, we reported on it for 2-3 weeks straight. It was in the news everywhere. I can't keep a straight face when you're doing that stuff, Jones. You missed it, folks. But we still have some, just like a little bit of gnats, not much, and he got the flypaper stuck on his hair.
I was changing the camera. I was changing the camera shot for you, and trying to fix a light level setting before I left. And there's a flypaper string hanging down from the ceiling and stuck to my head.
I had it probably the first half, but then when you started spinning with it, I'm like, oh, I can't help myself. I mean, we are talking about serious.
Well, look, here's one right here. See, this was basically stuck to my head.
We are talking about a serious issue.
I don't know where these gnats come from. This place is totally clean.
I know.
You can eat off the floor.
I have.
And they still. Bermas, you got a lot of callers.
I know, I do.
Keep introducing your topics. Go ahead.
All right. And your kids are being trained to interact with these emotional machines, this artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, Microsoft, Bill Gates, who's he meeting with? Oh, I'm meeting with the people who are discussing overpopulation. Mr. Rockefeller, Oprah, Warren Buffett, Ted Turner, somebody we discussed earlier in the program. And now a camera that has motion detection, facial recognition, and voice recognition is going to be in millions of homes by this Christmas, where you're interacting with an artificial intelligent computer. We're going to play some of those clips so you really can see how crazy this is. All right, first-time callers, 866-582-9933. Let's go to Renee in California. Renee, you're on the air. Yes, Renee.
Hey, how you doing, Jason?
Good.
I had to pick. He told me I had to pick one topic. I have so much to say about all of them, but I picked the economy.
Okay.
And I work in a welfare office in California, and I got a job, but most people don't, and business is just...
Well, why don't you just talk about that? Yeah, welfare is off the hook right now. You work in social services. How many more people are now applying for things like WIC, for food stamps, for welfare benefits? Medicaid?
Probably quadrupled or more. It's just incredible.
How long have you been working for social services?
20 years.
So 20 years. So in the last, 6 months, 1 year, it's quadrupled?
Yeah. And in this building of people, no one knows that there's anything really going on other than this just accidental screw up of the government, and that's why we're having this.
So are you guys actually hiring at this point? Is that what you're telling me? Social services is hiring? Because I know my buddy who works for the IRS in April while I was there, he said that they're hiring a lot of claims people for the IRS. So you're not hiring?
No, because everybody's in peril of losing their jobs in California.
Gotcha.
And they've already gone through one round of layoffs, and there's 2 more coming unless...
What do you think the worst hard luck story you've heard in the last 6 months is? I mean, you probably hear them every day. But what do you think the most heartbreaking story that you can recently remember is?
Oh, man. People that get their kids taken, and that's pretty heartbreaking. But a lot of people that have never, ever been into a welfare office, ever thought about applying for food stamps, had normal middle-class lives, and now... They can't see their families. They're foreclosed. I mean, everything. They're losing everything.
All right. Well, I thank you for the call, Renee. It is the truth. We warned you were going to lose your home. You were going to lose your car. That the banks were going to take everything you had. That you were going to be forced on government dependence. And you're going to only see that expand with AmeriCorps getting all these grants, with City Year on television. They're going to try to indoctrinate your kids with these Boy Scouts programs. Boy Scouts Explorers fighting terror. Oh, we mean former Iraqi veterans. See, they're the terrorists. They're the extremists. And Obama is starting to use that verbiage, extremism. Meanwhile, Richard Haass, who's the head of the CFR, among other things, he got confronted by We Are Change this week and just says, "Oh, the military-industrial complex doesn't even exist. That's just a big it's imagination world. There's no military-industrial complex." Stan in Washington. Stan, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Jason, first I want to say I've got a vaccine injury award back a decade ago. Mm-hmm. So I know that whole subject very well. I ran for mayor of Seattle in '97 on this issue. Woke people up. I figured I've saved about 4 children's lives statistically so far.
Excellent.
For my actions. And they're continuing. I just filed today for King County Executive. I'm going to carry out my constitutional duty to pay the debts in silver.
Excellent.
And within 1 year, we'll have $4 billion of silver in King County, and it's tough luck on you other counties until we set up our mine and sell you some surplus silver.
Very cool. What else you got for me?
Obama, I had an interchange with Helene Cooper of the New York Times yesterday.
Okay.
And I looked up her background. She's Liberian. You know the Liberians, since they had that female, wise female leader for 4 years now.
Okay.
Back from Harvard, like we recolonized them.
Mm-hmm.
Their GNP per capita has gone from $400 a year to $500 a year.
Oh, wow. That's extensive.
Yeah, so it just shows you if you put a woman in charge, you'll get a better result, right?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that one. I thank you for the call. Dimitri in New York. Dimitri, what's up?
Hey, Jason, what's up?
How you doing?
I've been listening to you for the past few months, and Alex. I was fortunate. I grew up in an immigrant family. I was fortunate to be exposed to real economics as a child, and I knew a lot of things. And certainly, a lot of the people in my family and I were expecting this and preparing for this, for the economic aspects of what we're seeing for many years. But it wasn't until the Federal Reserve intervened on the level that it did that I kind of started thinking, well, before I used to think, these people are incompetent, because I saw the decisions they would make.
But you could see the heist with the bailout. You could see the trillions of dollars going into the bankers' pockets, and that this was totally illegitimate and that this was planned.
I never imagined the scale of the intervention. And when the real turning point for me happened in December, when bond yields moved. They moved. Bonds are the elephants of the financial kingdom. They're not meant to move like rabbits, and they were moving like rabbits. Mm-hmm. And when I saw those yields go all the way down to where they went, I just said, we're the next and final bubble to burst is going to be the American bond market, and we're going to have a humongous currency collapse. And when that happens, the only logical outcome is going to be food rationing and more government intervention, because when you break down market mechanics, when you break down the distribution models of the market, then you need to get food and energy to people somehow. So then the only way to do that is physically get out there and do it. And it just, this is one thing I want to say to you. You mentioned when there was a call before, and you said you don't want to just preach to the choir. You want to talk to people who, audiences you don't reach. I've been very fortunate to come from a very well-to-do background, and the thing I find most difficult is reaching people that have grown up in a system where, ironically, system does indoctrinate you, but the truth is that large universities, Ivy League schools and all those different things, they also they also indoctrinate you heavily.
Yeah, they make you pro-establishment. You're part of the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there are people that I know that are the most moral, ethical individuals, and they are so clueless and so unwilling to open their minds to different things. And so I would say that one of the things that would be very valuable, and it's difficult, I don't know how to do it, and I try to do it myself in my own different ways, but it's reaching that little thin layer of society that covers the kind of string pullers, the kingmakers, and the large underbelly of society that is perpetually oppressed and is victimized in the greatest sense. Reaching those people is the most important, because those are the people that ultimately execute all the major decisions. And not all of them, in fact, I guess the majority of them are ethical individuals, because they grow up with, these ethical ideas. So I think that, that's very important. I think that